Hello everyone and welcome to round 3 of the Volkswagen Scirocco League for Lobby 2 at Tsukuba circuit. It's a wonderful circuit and we're going to be looking at the race 3 from last Thursday, of course, in Lobby 2, and you can see the drivers on the grid at the moment. We've just paused it before we start. See that Rally Matt took pole position once more, so good to see Rally Matt back in the championship. He missed last week's or round 2's event. Dud's in second, which is a good showing from him. Bigsy in that Care Bears car's third. Dark Sykes, obviously his brother, in fourth. Then we come to two debutants, Jazzy Just. I think we can just cut through on the screen there. You can see the sort of liveries run as a Team Hard, one with a Fast Star sponsorship. Jazzy Just 75 as fifth. Gino Derma in the green and black vinyl gas in sixth. And we got Parker, Bertus, who's running obviously that Top Gear reference livery there. Snav in 9th and Danzo at the back in 10th. Now, one other aspect to consider, that this was a top 4 reverse grid in the championship, so you could see that Danzo and Snav at the back of the field there. But we're going to press play and let's see how the drivers get on. Bit of a flash of the lights from Danzo at the back. Here we go then, it's a good start from Rally Matt. It looks like Dark Sykes has got a good launch as well. As we go towards turn 1, it looks like Rally Matt's got a little bit of an advantage over Duds. He's under pressure from Bigsy. Movement at the back as well, but it's Duds in second in that Magtools car. He's second at the moment. Bigsy in third. Oh, he's got a little bit sideways. He's dropped off. Great start from Bertus. Up from 8th. That's a brilliant performance. Bigsy in 4th. He's got a little bit wide of Snav, so he's going to lose that position. Snav's in 5th. Another good start from him. Dark Sykes in 6th. Then Danzo. Then Gino Dema in 8th. The debutants, along with Mark Parker in 9th. And then Jazzy Just in 10th as well. Good start from the drivers. See how they get on. But it's Rally Matt in the lead. He's run a little bit wide through turn number 8. And he's got Duds pressuring him now on the inside. See how they get on as they come towards turn number 9 for the first time. Duds on the inside with Bigsy just watching the 2 in front of them. Duds makes a move, nice and clean, and he's into the lead. So Duds leads the way in the Sciroccos. He's got to try and defend from Rally Matt. He's looking to try and go back up the inside as Matt goes into turn 1. Not quite there is Rally Matt. Still putting that pressure on. We know he's a race winner from the Nürburgring. Duds looking for a first victory in the series. Bigsy in 3rd. Bertus in 4th. It's still a great start from near the back of the grid for Bertus. He looks... thought he was going to make a little bit of contact with Bigsy then. That would have been problematic. Snav in 5th. Just getting himself into position really is Snav. Then there's Dark Sykes. Danzo there, a little bit further back. Mark Parker, Jazzy Just and Gino Dema. Just making a little bit of a swap between the two. That's Danzo locking a break as he goes to turn 8. Gino Dema looking up the inside. Was he there? He is. He's still on the inside in that Mulligan's car. It's got a nice livery that for Gino Dema, but he's in 10th at the moment. Debutant, of course, so he's got time just to get himself acquainted with the rest of the field. Him and Jazzy Just running around at the back at the moment. But it's Duds who still leads the way. Good driving so far from everyone. Nice and clean, which is what we want to see in this series. Rally Matt second still. Bigsy 3rd. There's Bertus in 4th place at the moment. And just see Snav in 5th. The drivers just spread out a little bit. It's Gino Dema kicking up the dust. Coming out of turn 1 there. He's got to be careful it doesn't run too wide. Danzo 6th place at the moment in that matte green NXTGEN racing car. All the different swirls and sort of livery vinyls that he's placed on the car. It's Dark Sykes in 7th. Got a new livery on, which obviously for Dark Sykes always a standout. The content creator himself. Looks like Bertus further ahead has got a bit of a penalty he needs to clear, but you can see the intricacy and the detail that Dark Sykes goes into his liveries. That's a crack of that. I'm sure he'll be very pleased with his own creation. But in the meantime, Matt's still putting that pressure on Duds at the moment, leading the way in his, for the first time in the series, is Duds. All right, on board with Rally Matt. And this is the pressure around this Tsukuba circuit. It's very tight, very technical. And the drivers will be looking for a mistake. You see different lines taken through turn number 4. Quick blast through 5, nothing really much of the corner. But it's important to get the line right through 6 and 7. And then down on the brakes, probably into the second. Rally Matt nearly hit the back of Duds there. You can see how the drivers just itching to get on the throttle there. But Matt's right in the slipstream. He's not going to be close enough for a move in turn 9. He's going to have to try and take a different line. Duds goes a little bit tighter. Matt tries to get on the throttle earlier. Does get a better run out the corner, but there's just not enough time for him to try and make a lunge. And sure enough, Duds goes a little bit too deep into the corner. Just looking further back in the rear view mirror, there's Bigsy and Bertus very close to one another now. You can see Matt just putting that pressure on Duds. Obviously, Matt a veteran almost in terms of next gen racing compared to a lot of the field. Won a number of races in the championship, in different championships, and he knows how to win on GT Sports as well. Bigsy got a penalty now. He's got to try and clear that. 3/10. Looks like it seems he can clear a little bit going through turn number 8. Bertus Snav in 5th. Not made as much progress since that opening lap as Snav. The field looking relatively close in terms of lap time at the moment. It's Dark Sykes in 7th. Parker in 8th. There's Gino Dema. He's just in 9th place at the moment. Set 57, so he's got back ahead of Jazzy Just. Obviously in that sort of white and black faded livery there is Jazzy Just. Comes towards the line, just a little bit slower on that last lap compared to his best so far. Dud still leads. Massive Mag Tools livery he's got going on there. You can see the different lines that the drivers are taking, especially amongst the front two. Dud's tending to take the tighter lines. Rally Matt looking to just fill Dud's mirrors at this point. And Duds goes a touch wide, and that's going to give Rally Matt an opportunity as they come towards turn 9. You see he's right underneath the rear spoiler. Looks to the inside. Duds brakes later. Keeps the position. But can Rally Matt get a better run out of turn 9? He's a lot tighter. He's on the throttle earlier. Duds might have to try and cover this one if he can. And he does. He just moves a little bit to the middle of the circuit. But Bertus has dropped off the back of Bigsy in the meantime. Bigsy just running wide through turn 1, and he's catching these two. He's just on the best lap of the race so far as Bigsy on a 55.8. And there's Duds, he's run wide. That's an opportunity for Rally Matt. He's going to try and go around the outside of turn 5. Good clean move, and he's through. That was the mistake I was saying earlier on that Duds needed to avoid. That's really where the biggest opportunities are going to be. And Duds, after leading the open 6.5 laps, has been overtaken by Rally Matt, who you'd suspect now has got a lot of speed. Might try and start to pull away in that black and white livery, the number 85 driver. Duds in second, still a good showing from him. Needs to takes that tighter line again. That runs him wider. There's Bigsy in third. Bertus is now being closed in by Snav. It's a 56.2 from Bertus last time out compared to a, well, dead heat practically from Snav, but you can see the gap is closing. Just moving a little bit further forward. I thought Duds, yes, he was putting the pressure on through turn 4. Flash of the lights from Duds. From Duds rather. Just looking for that move. He's compromised himself a little bit. He's a couple of attempts back from where he once was. Takes a tighter line. You can see the contrasting lines are going to be important around this circuit. Bigsy Bertus has been joined by Snav now. Snav certainly will be benefiting from this slipstream, but Bertus has down this very short straight. In fact, Bertus has run very deep into the corner. Snav just not quite close enough, but he might be in a position to make a lunge into turn number 1. He does look at the brakes, but the Betty Swallows racing driver can't quite make a move into turn 1. Bertus runs wide. Snav's going to be all over him going into turn 4. He's looking for a move. That's very aggressive. Bertus gets it all wrong on the brakes, but Snav can't undercut him. Bertus was absolutely in prime position there to defend. Went on the grass, which spat him out further wide, and Snav just hit the back of him, couldn't get it slowed enough. So, stalemate as it stands. Fortunate that the two drivers didn't make even further contact. Nonetheless, it's still a good battle for 4th at the moment. Gino Dema's up to 8th. You can see he's just fighting with Mark Parker at the moment. He's on the inside as they approach turn number 9, the Mulligan's driver. It's just in his rear right quarter. Is he going to look for a move? Parker gives him space. Parker's gone flying off the circuit. And he's ended up in the gravel trap. So, a bit too much room given for Parker. Here comes Jazzy Just. And he gets up to 9th place. So, a mistake from Parker in battle drops him down to 10th. Gino Demmer up to 8th on his debut. But Rally Matt has got himself a little gap to play with now. And it's the battle for 2nd where the focus is going to be. Snav's up to 4th, by the way. He's got past Burtis whilst we're watching Parker go into the gravel. You can see Big Z's been setting some consistently decent lap times. Low 56s, top high 55s. Try and take a wider line. He's got a very good run, has Big Z. In fact, he's going to look to the inside of turn 1. Duds covers that line. Big Z looking for a podium. Duds has run wide through turn 1. Seen a couple of drivers do that now. Incredibly, we're only halfway through this race. What a fight we've had so far for a number of different positions. Snav's got away from Burtis, who's been joined by Danzo. Danzo right on the bumper of the Dutch driver. He's got Dark Sykes pretty much behind him as well. Burtis, ooh, he just cuts across. That gives an opportunity for Danzo. Locks the front right brake, but just avoids contact. Aggressive in his defensive is Burtis, but nothing illegal in terms of his moving. The drivers are going to have to be conscious of that, though. If they're looking for a move, it's going to have to be a done deal, and that's what Snav must have done to have got past him before. You can see Snav has got a little bit of a gap now already. Bear in mind this lap time around this wonderful circuit's only less than 60 seconds, so it's quite a margin to have. Bear in mind Snav on a controller, you can see how the car wiggles a little bit, and that's just because Snav on the controller just knocking the left and right analog sticks effectively just to make sure he's got his line all sorted. You see Burtis just running a touch deep in there. And these 4 now, effectively the 2nd set of drivers on circuit. That's Darksykes running a touch wide, but that's Burtis who's run even wider. Opportunity beckons for Darksykes because he's going to have a good momentum on these two. Danzo's going to be hung out to dry. Burtis, ooh, that's a bit of a weave you wouldn't want to do. And that's compromised Burtis into turn number 9. Danzo looking for a move up the inside. Darksykes won't be too pleased with being cut off like that. Can really only make one move, but this is a really good switchback from Darksykes. Nice clean driving. Danzo trying to go around the outside of Burtis, but he's run too deep. But amazingly, the 3 don't make contact. Great battling so far. Burtis has to be careful of those type of moves, though. He can't be running a couple of moves. He's gone deep into turn 4. Danzo just not alongside him enough for turn 5. Still very close, these two. Burtis, oh, he's got a little bit wide as Burtis. He's compromised Danzo. Danzo looking to go around the outside. Can't quite get his car turned in, and in fact he lost time because of that. Danzo absolutely throwing caution to the wind now. He wants to get past Burtis, but Burtis doesn't want to lose any more positions. Don't forget, Burtis briefly ran in 3rd at one point. Bigsy and Dud still very close on circuit. Just going to switch back to those two. Not as close as I thought, not as close as the track map layout indicated. Burtis, you could see, still being hassled and harried by Danzo. They're losing a lot of time to Snav now. About 2 seconds really is the gap. Right on board with Danzo. He's got another good run through turn 6 into the nothing 7. He's on the outside. What about Darksykes? We're just going to stay on board with him because he'll be waiting for an opportunity. He had one before, couldn't quite take it. Danzo right in the slipstream of Burtis. Will he look for a move into turn 9? Doesn't. Ooh, he thought about it. That's going to cost him a bit of momentum. He cuts back in ahead of Darksykes, who anticipated it well. But nothing so far in terms of a switch of positions. In fact, Burtis runs deep, but Danzo just can't get past Burtis at the moment. It's really good defensive driving from the Dutch driver. And here goes Danzo, he's on the brakes later, but he just can't quite find that move that he's been looking for the last number of laps now. These drivers in the 56s at the moment, which just shows you that they are losing time to the cars in front. You can see just on the other side there, Snav a little bit further up the road now. So Danzo, they've actually managed to gap Dark Sykes in the meantime. Bertus runs deep again. Danzo runs even deeper than Bertus. See a lot of battling between these two. I just cut back to Dark Sykes just to see whether or not there was an opportunity for him. Bertus again taking a deeper line, but Danzo can't do anything with it at the moment. He's just not close enough. On the brakes, a little bit of contact. Danzo looking for every which way he can find. Bertus, oh, we got that line all wrong, and so did Danzo for that matter. One was too tight to the corner, the other one was too late. On the brakes again, Danzo still looking for a move. He just can't find his way through at the minute. Snav hasn't pulled away as much as I thought he would have done. It's only 2 seconds clear really at the moment. So Bertus just doing his best to hold on to a top 5 position, but been a good showing from the Top Gear reference driver. There's Gino Dama. Had a bit of a lonely race as Gino, but this is still not, nevertheless a good showing. He was in the 55s on his best lap. He just runs a bit wide through turn 1, but 55.9. He's right on the pace of the drivers after the open few laps. So just getting into a rhythm now is the Mulligan's driver. Parker's gone off into the gravel at turn 1, and Jazzy just, I believe, might have gone into the pit lane on that last lap. A 1:05. Peculiar lap from Jazzy. I'm not sure what happened there. At the front now, Rally Matt in a world of his own, a 55.6, the penultimate lap to the one we've just done. Dud's still being stalked effectively by the Care Bears driver of Bigsy as he come into turn number 4. He's just not quite close enough at the moment, is Bigsy, to challenge. Then there's Snav in 4th. So Bertus still has Danzo all over his rear bumper. Danzo looking for a tighter line. At some point the frustration's probably going to get to Danzo, and I'm sure he'll probably make a late lunge. It's very close going into turn 8. Bertus taking a tighter apex. He probably didn't need to. It's going to give Danzo a run on him as they come towards turn number 9. Up into 5th gear goes Danzo. Looks for a move. Not quite there. If he keeps his momentum up through turn 9, he might have a shot going into turn 1. He's quite close. Will he risk it and try and make a dive up the inside? Not quite. Bertus goes too late on the brakes. Danzo, that's his opportunity. He's been looking for it for ages. Contact between the two. Bertus on the grass, and Danzo squeezes through. Bertus is all over the curb. That's a unique line that Bertus has just took, and he's back into 5th place. He's got a time penalty to deal with. Danzo will be furious at that one. Didn't tighten up into turn 4 as much as he would have done. Bertus got a penalty for his crimes. That's a very interesting line. I've not seen that one before. Ooh, Danzo getting a little bit tweaky coming out of the turn 8 there on the grass. What more can Danzo do to get past Bertus at the minute? He's kept the tighter line. This is an opportunity now. He's right in the slipstream again. He's closer than he's been before. Will he make a lunge into turn 1? Oh, he locks his little front up again. He just can't get past. He briefly had them position. Danzo looking to go around the outside. Not really known for a line of opportunity through that corner. He's trying his utmost though. Couple of minutes left in the session now. Danzo has Maybe 2-3 laps at best to try and get past Suburtis. There, I managed to knock my own headphone out of my slot, so nice one. Carry on with it. Oh, Burtis is off and into the gravel. There's a bit of ghosting, but he's through now, is Danzo. That potentially might just be the move. Danzo sweeps to the inside. He's run deep into turn 1. He's lucky that Burtis wasn't any closer than that. Will Burtis look for a late braking manoeuvre? Not quite. Dips the car down into first gear as well in the meantime. But Danzo, after so long, has finally got himself through and past the Dutch driver. Might be too late for him to make an impression on Snap, but now he's picked up a penalty as well to try and clear. Ooh, Burtis saw the opportunity where Danzo was ghosting and just tried to slot his car in. Opportunity. Absolutely. There's Dark Sykes. He's just dropped off the back of these two in the last few laps. There's Gino still in 8th. Mark Parker in 9th. Jazzy in 10th. He's being caught now by the race leader Rally Matt, who has been absolutely fantastic in this race. He got past Duds and that was it. Gino Demmer has seen the checkered flag, and I believe Parker will be coming up to that shortly. But we'll concentrate on Rally Matt. He's had an absolutely superb race. Like I said, got past Duds early on, made the most of his opportunity, and he's absolutely crushed the field. He's a good few seconds ahead at the minute around a very small and technical circuit. But here he comes then round the final corner for the race win. It's Rally Matt who takes the victory as Jazzy just goes into the wall. Great performance from Rally Matt. Duds gets a podium. Really good result for him. Big Z rounded off in 3rd. Really good drive from him. He'll be happy with that. Snav in 4th place. Good drive from the back for him. Burtis is up to 5th. We haven't seen it on the final lap, and he's cleared his penalty. So Danzo, 6th place with Dark Sykes in 7th. What a race that was. Danzo must be furious. We didn't see what happened on that final lap, but Danzo, in his pursuit, couldn't quite get the 5th place he'd been looking for. So, I'll be closing this stream. I'll be starting a new one up very shortly to do round 4 from Thursday, which was at Interlagos. I don't know the results. I never do for these commentary replays. So, hope you enjoy the racing. I'll see you very soon.